Anthropic has added Claude Design to its dashboard of offerings. The impact is now already being felt. What does it all mean? Jaz Parasram from Creative Business Kitchen joins us. Good to see you.
Good to see you again.
Everyone is talking about this. It's right all over the place. What is the impact, particularly for designers?
Well, the impact that is being felt both in the Facebook groups but also in businesses at large is really taking effect. So Claude Design has been around for approximately a week, and already you've got Figma and Canva and Adobe all dropping in stock. Figma dropped 7% in stocks overnight, which was a bit of an impact.
Adobe in big trouble as well, obviously.
Yes. Yes, and so what is also then happening as a roll-on effect is that designers are going, oh, well, if I'm no longer the one doing the doing, then what is my value? Where do I now fit in, and am I being replaced?
It's interesting because designers now need to look at what do we have to do to protect ourselves, right? What does that mean?
Protecting yourself in an age of AI has become something that I don't feel like they taught us.
Surfing a tsunami.
Yeah, surfing a tsunami is the perfect way of putting it. And so it feels like we're going, well, I'm not equipped for this. I don't know how to do this. It's not something that I got taught in school. It's not something that I've learned in the years that I've been building my craft.
It wasn't
and my
meant
skills.
to be part of the deal, let's be honest, right? The idea was you go to university, you'd learn something, you'd master it, you get paid, you get your house, you have kids, and then it's sayonara. These days, it's much quicker, right? It's
much quicker, and I think it's very different for everyone. So what's ending up happening is that those who are seeing Claude Design create an entire slide deck for someone in the matter of prompts are sitting there going, well, I used to be able to do that. That used to be my job. So now what can I do instead? And that's where the thinking needs to come in for those who are the creatives and the freelancers of an AI cohesive future.
You see, I kind of take a step back from all this. I'm a creator as well, obviously. And I don't really see the difference between what Claude Design is doing and the impacts of, say, what Photoshop once had on manual typesetters at newspapers who used to have big old chunks of text that they would literally put in, and then all of a sudden it gets a lot easier. Isn't that just the world? I mean, it's constantly evolving.
Absolutely. And we could even take it one step further back in the process. I myself was trained on traditional sign writing when my late uncle was alive, and he taught me the art of hand painting, but he was also a sign writer that dealt with vinyl as well. So it's like evolution is always going to be happening. We just need to work out, well, what does that become in our process, but also in our positioning in the market?
Well, we're often talking about vibe coding, and we've heard from Apple that they've had a massive number of new applicants to the App Store because people are coding their own apps and things like that as well. It doesn't mean they're any good. It doesn't mean that they'll make any money either. And is that where designers who, I guess, can look at it, use it as a tool in a successful way that can actually help them? I know people who are coders in their job who basically now work from home, sit back and watch Claude do all the work as they sit on the couch and make sure it's doing what it needs to do. This sounds brilliant.
It does sound brilliant in theory, but as someone who has been delivered artwork or files that have been created by a bot,
you can kind of tell.
You can kind of tell, you can absolutely tell, but also I've even had times where a piece has been delivered to me and I have to take it apart and put it back together so it can adhere to what is the situation that we're seeing, whereas these sort of things are being developed and delivered, but they're not print ready. They're not able to be produced. So what is the point of them existing?
I've worked in organisations before though where the old school kind of, let's call them the dinosaurs of the organisation, don't want to adapt to new technology. I remember being in a newsroom where they used reel-to-reel tape machines well beyond when Sony stopped manufacturing them, and they were terrified of editing on computer. Could you believe that? And they made themselves redundant as a result of that as well. What is the risk of not adopting AI?
The risk of not adopting AI is pretty apparent across the board in that if you don't, you will likely get left behind. However, it would not be a case that you completely change everything. Like you said before, you could use it as a tool I technically like to think of it, instead of being a tool, it's a service, because when we talk about it being a service, we then get to open up into the conversation of a lot of AI is driven by tokens.
Yeah.
Kind of liken it to your old school mobile phone credit that you've got $20 to spend for the month, and once you've spent it, you've hit your limit.
You've got to buy more credit.
Yeah.
And you've got to wait.
Or you've got to wait, and we're not very good at waiting as human beings. And so what I'm unfortunately seeing is there's people who are using these tools to build something, and it gets right to the end and they can't even publish the website. And so again, what was it all for?
I've actually had people message me at about 9 or 10 o'clock at night saying I was nearly about to hit publish on my website, and then it stopped, but I'd already hit publish on the website and it isn't finished yet, and now I can't fix it until next month when my credits come back. So as you say, there is risks and reward in everything. I saw a meme during the week that said, imagine how all those executives will feel when they realize they're spending more money on buying these tokens and on the employees that they got rid of, which could be the way that OpenAI finally makes any money. Jasmine, really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.